Welcome back, everyone. Dirk here. Today we're talking about another knife loaned in from Alex at the Watch and Cut channel. And I'll put a link down below like I always do. Blah, blah, blah. You guys know the drill. This is the Robert Carter F16. This is one of Alex's favorite knives in his collection. It's maybe not my favorite knife that Alex owns, but it's not my knife. But I do understand and appreciate the beauty, the craftsmanship, and the details of this fantastic custom knife. And we're going to talk about that for a minute. This oil slick on the bolsters and the pocket clip is just crazy. I don't even know how you do that. These are zirconium bolsters and a zirconium pocket clip that work. The pocket clip works pretty well. I wish there was maybe a little more of a ramp on the exit of the pocket, but I think I'm kind of a pocket clip snob, so I get that. Titanium liners, CPM 4V for the blade, which is a beautiful blade, and we'll look at that in a second. What I love about this is just the attention to detail. You can see that Robert Carter has blackened the edge of the blade just for a little pop and detail to kind of match the zirconium bolsters and clip. I mean, that's going over the top. The other thing that you'll notice as we get into this is inside the liners, he's engine turned those as well. That's really the extra detail that nobody's really going to see the inside of the liners, but he does it anyway. That's kind of a pride of craftsmanship, in my opinion. Doing things that you don't need to do, that most people aren't going to notice, but gives it that extra level of class, sophistication, and detail. As we check out this 4V blade, it's beautiful. Super deep hollow grind on the main part of the edge and a nice flat grind at the tip for strength and rigidity here at the edge. And then super sharp detailing down here with the hollow grind. I love a Tonto blade. You guys know that by now. And this one does not disappoint. I love that it's sterile. At some level, you don't need to put any markings on your blade. You just don't. You don't need to put your brand. You don't need to put the blade steel. You can just leave it blank. Everybody knows what it is already. And if they don't know, it's okay, because the people that know. That makes sense? But as the blade is open here, we can see even more of that detail inside. It's just a beautiful liner lock, which is kind of really leaning towards liner locks. Now, one thing I don't like about not that I don't like, one of my lesser favorite parts of this knife is the flipper tab. This is not going to be a fidget knife because the flipper tab is not super comfortable. It's a little uncomfortable, and the detent is pretty strong, right? I mean, it's certainly not ever going to fail and fall out, but you need to be intentional with it. For me, the flying, kind of hanging and just hitting it works best for me. If I grab it and kind of go, it just seems like it's a little bit tougher. Now, this is not the strongest detent I've ever felt. That would go to this RJ Martin Q36. This is a strong detent. This is like finger breaking detent. This would be like extra strong, and this would just be strong, right? I like a more medium, detent for myself. Again, detents are a personal preference. As long as the knife is safe and it doesn't fall open, you're good. All right, let's talk about a little bit of the specs. It's 4 5/8, 8 1/8, 3.49 inch blade. Talked about the blade steel. The blade thickness is 0.172. Overall thickness is 0.637. It does run very smoothly on bearings. It's not drop shut, but this is much more controlled and really the way I like my knives. So the tune on this is great. And it weighs in at 6.6 ounces. Here's another knife on bearings that has more of that drop shut, which is not my favorite, just to kind of give you the differences right here. And this has a very comfortable flipper tab and a more medium detent, if you will, right? There's a lot, just because it's on bearings doesn't mean it's going to be drop shut. This VC edge interface, it's not going to go unless you shake it. Give it just a little bit of oomph, not even oomph, just a little bit of coaxing, and it's there. So just because a knife is on bearings doesn't mean it's going to drop shut like I think what everybody's most familiar with would be like the Holt Spectre or the Grimsmo Norseman. Those are two drop shut, take off your finger, guillotine style knives that, yes, happen to be on bearings, but just because it's on bearings doesn't mean it's going to have that action. Here it is next to Spyderco Delica. Since we pulled out a couple of these other guys, here it is next to the VC Edge interface, the Skaha, and let's pull out the RJ Martin. This is one of my favorite knives, and you can see I do cardboard work with that one. A little bit bigger, a little bit thick, longer, but much thinner. This is the SS, which is the super slim, which I very much enjoy. This action, you have to give it a lot of shake. It's not bad. I wish this one was a little bit lighter detent, but you know, we can't have everything in life now, can we? So Alex, man, this is a beauty and I greatly appreciate it. And Robert Carter, he and I have talked before. I'll probably send him a link to this video when it airs just because I like to do that. He's a great guy. Reach out to him. I'll put Instagram links and stuff down below for him as well as Alex. And please go check out Alex's channel over here, the EDC Hour, all the good stuff. You guys know. I won't even waste your time. You know how to find us all and who we're talking about. So just go do the thing.